Hi, and welcome to Pilates Perspectives. I'm Joy Paleo, and today we have Mychele Sims to talk about career and identity and how we can infuse underlying values and skills into all the aspects of our lives. But first, let's check in. For today's check-in, let's talk a bit about identity. In our busy day-to-day lives, we're so often encouraged or even expected to fit ourselves into neat little boxes. Maybe that's your career or your relationship to family and friends. Labels can be helpful and validating, and they allow us to quickly share aspects of our lives with someone unfamiliar. But those same labels can become limiting if we let them. So let's go back into breathing. So regardless of where you're standing and what you're doing, let's have you just start to breathe. In today's episode, you'll hear Mychele discuss breath as a way of soothing and calming and making offerings, both when you're in a conference room and when you're also in a movement space. But so often breath helps us hear ourselves a little better. So with this next breath, think about some of the labels that you use for yourself. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it a job title, like a nurse or Pilates instructor? Is it an educational title, like student or doctoral student? Is it familiar? You're a mother, you're an uncle or an aunt, a brother or a sister. Now take another big inhale and exhale. Let the label wash over you or labels, and then ask yourselves, are they accurate to you? Another breath. Is there something else you'd want to add? Is there another adjective or word that you'd like to put with that label or labels? Now, as you've settled into the breathing and you've expanded into yourself, let me ask you to expand into these labels. How can you define and how can we find ways of defining ourselves in more complex, complicated ways? What would that look like for you? Okay. Thank you for taking that time. Now, let's welcome Mychele Sims, Pilates instructor, yoga teacher, and owner of Get to Work Fitness. Over a decade of experience as a fitness leader, Mychele infuses her signature work method with exploration, playfulness, inclusion, body neutrality, and active aging principles. A holder of varying titles and advanced certifications, an author, a presenter, and so much more. Mychele is uniquely qualified to discuss the benefits and challenges of what it means to pursue multiple interests to create a distinctly fascinating career. You can find her at Get to Work, that's the number 2, and work, WERK.com. That's gettowork.com. I can't wait to share this conversation with you, so let's get started. I am here with Mychele Sims, a dynamo of a personality and a fantastic human. Okay, ready? The title for today is a legal investigator, a Pilates instructor, and a dancer walk into a bar. I love that title.
Is she like Sybil? Is it?
Yes.
Y'all get the reference anyway.
So tell me who that person is that walks into the bar.
That person is Mychele. I'm a lot of different people wrapped up into one.
I love it. I love the diversity of who you are in your entirety.
Yes.
I've taught many a student who has been a recovering lawyer, right? Or,
I see where you're going with this story.
or a rebel accountant, and they've decided that they want to change of career. But you haven't decided you want to change a career. You do all the careers.
Not at all the same times, though.
So let's talk a little bit about who you are. Let's introduce you to the folks out there that don't know you. And if they don't know you, by the end of this, they are most certainly going to want to.
Lord help them.
So, Mychele Sims, tell me, and seriously, this legal investigator, a Pilates instructor, a dancer walk into a bar. Tell me a little bit about yourself, and how did all those three personalities come to be?
Well, the dancer showed up first.
We are talking about Sybil.
Yeah. She showed up first, and then the other ones took over. So, really practical. My grandmother was a hoofer. She did the little slap. She taught me how to do the basic steps. So I grew up around dance, being flexible, doing gymnastics, loving movement. My mother taught yoga, did yoga, was a modern dancer. So it was like you grow up in this house.
So you were right in the thick of it, huh?
You dance.
Yeah.
But what I loved about dance was more so the history of it and also doing it. So when I started to be at like high school, I started learning about like Pearl Primus, just so many people, Alvin Ailey, just so many people who use shapes and movement together, like a Martha Graham.
To create a story.
And I'm like, okay, I see where this is. This is more than just these movements and syncopation. It was like,
it's more than do this, and this, and it looks a certain way.
Yeah, and for it to be culturally relevant, and culture meaning a whole bunch of different things. Because I love like Balanchine, I love the dancers coming out. I love a good Martha Graham. I love
okay,
Fosse.
for those of you who are not seeing the video version of this, she did a little shapes with her hands and her hips.
So all of those lovely shapes helped me to go, okay, this is wonderful. So becoming a dancer, dance was innate for me. Movement was innate for me. I was always that kid flipping on the monkey bars, seeing how far I can jump off the bars. If I'm in my bedroom with my sisters, we had 2 bunk beds, so I'd be between the 2 bunk beds doing like parkour. So this is something that I've been doing.
Was your sister a dancer as well?
Yes, she was.
Fantastic. Boy, your family must have had a great time around the holidays.
All of my family's members are dancers.
Oh, that's terrific.
Except for my husband, because he's later on. But as far as the movement carrying through, I got to a point where I started working in the legal field. I started as a paralegal when I was 19 years old, and it was very light work. I did bankruptcy, family law.
Not many people would say it was very light work.
It was light work for me. I wasn't filing bankruptcy, but very harrowing for the people who were filing bankruptcy. So I got to see a lot of emotion, and I go, oh, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sustain this because I'm very much an empath. So it's like, okay, I'm taking on this stuff. So when I got into criminal law, I was like, oh, this is too much.
Bankruptcy to criminal.
Yeah.
Wow.
So crim law, I had just had my daughter, 2001, and I have a son too, but he was already here. Had her, and I was like, oh, I need to get back into movement because I always danced. I always taught dance. I was always some artistic director of a program on the side on the weekends, but I stopped dancing.
Right. You stopped doing that thing that filled you.
Yeah. And so a friend of mine created a dance company and asked me to be like an ethnographer for him to give like meaning to where the motions were coming from. So I was
Say that word again?
Ethnography.
I've never heard that. So wait, define that for us, please.
I didn't know I had to define things. So if you think, going back again. So anthropology is my love.
Yeah.
That I love people.
Okay, so that's not in this. So now we need to say an anthropologist,
no,
an ethnographer, a legal investor, a Pilates instructor, and a dancer walk into a bar.
It's all related. It literally is all related. Being in those different situations legally with movement, everything, like where does this come from? Yeah. Where are these people getting these ideas? So being ethnographer is you're putting the science, putting the regions, putting the culture to that movement. Where was the origin of that movement? Okay,
you and I are going to do a workshop because this has been really something that's been like on my mind. When we travel the world and we teach, there are certain cultures like ours that are very heterogeneous, and then there are cultures that are very homogenous.
Very.
And when you go into a homogenous culture, you see body types and movement qualities and movement and bone structure and tissue structure that differs, right?
I'm checking all the boxes.
Right. And that actually informs so much of training because, current models of training are all based off of that European
BMI,
yeah,
use
blah blah blah
Instructor, blah,
blah
blah,
blah.
blah, bull.
So
I said
okay, so
bull.
so you and I have a workshop in our future.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Ready when you are.
I'm so excited. Okay, so
So to answer the rest of that question, it's all related.
it's all
So when
related.
I started doing criminal law and I go, this is enough, I needed to start moving again. So I started making choreography again, and I started to become an instructor again. I had left it alone because I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm legal, legal, legal. But when I saw a place to kind of like match all of it, I started teaching Zumba. And I was like, okay, this is fun, it's cultural. But then a friend of mine says, oh, you're just a Zumba teacher. You're not a personal trainer. So I became a personal trainer.
So I'm getting the picture here that we should never, if we want something with you, we should challenge you, like you and I are writing a
Right.
workshop. But we should say it this way. Nah, I don't think we could do a workshop together, and that would inspire you.
Yes, yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Okay,
But it was just like, I see the connection of all these things. And as a personal trainer, being someone who worked in a big box gym, several big box gyms, you go, and I don't want to bash anybody, but there would be a lot of female clients who wanted a female trainer. There weren't a lot of female trainers.
Right.
Or you had male trainers who didn't understand the different ways a female's body could show up. Age, levels of testosterone, estrogen, all that stuff.
Yep.
Life. So I'm like, okay, this is where this makes sense. And working in a big box gym that specialized in MMA, y'all can figure this out. When I started learning yoga, doing it so I could be a practitioner, my guys who were doing Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu wanted to do yoga with me.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, and I learned about Payo. Payo is Pilates and yoga. And I didn't know enough about Pilates to say, why was 100 the 100? I didn't know.
You didn't know.
So I said, okay, we're going to go find out what that means.
See, again, from the you didn't know.
I didn't know.
It was the challenge. You needed
so
to
like,
know.
Oh, I want to know. So, I mean, that literally, I have happenstance upon all of this. And as far as my legal career, I love being an investigator. As you can tell, I'm investigative. I want to know why. So me being an investigator, perfect fit.
I actually love when you and I spoke about your legal career. You hadn't yet moved into that investigator role. I love that you're in this investigator role. I've got like a theme song in the back of my mind
that plays
with you. Yeah. When you go knocking on people's doors.
Well, I love knocking on people's doors, and I love sitting in their living rooms
and hearing their story. It's all about stories.
It's literally all related. So all of that is to say, I think our lovely producer, she put out a little blurb about me, and it's all related. So me being a mitigation specialist and post-conviction specialist is born of being an investigator, because I was doing investigations for trials. That's fun. But what happens after trial? What happens for appeals? What happens when they want to put in a habeas petition for relief because they feel like there was something wrong with their conviction? So then that became my specialty. So that's where I'm kind of staying right now.
So did you ever think that maybe when you're asking the questions and you're investigating, you might get better information out of them if you actually move them through, like, I don't know, the original 34 mat exercises?
They might not do all 34, but I thought about it.
Rocking might be tough.
But it's funny because there have been times in my career, I worked for the County of Los Angeles for 20 years, and I currently work for the federal government, yay, in a similar role. But there have been times people like, hey, haven't I seen you at X gym? Didn't you teach that class? And I'm like, yes, I did. Or I was in court about to testify about an investigation. They go, that's my instructor. Like, oh, wow.
Would that be like an issue for the jury if a jury member was like, oh, that's my instructor?
Yeah, they pull us to the side. They say, do you talk about work when you do your training? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm talking about the series of 5 right now. So yeah. So like I said, long answer, it's all related.
Okay. So clearly, you have this love of movement. You've had it since you were a kid. It's woven through now all these other diverse experiences that you've had. When I first, let me step back. I'm stepping back for a sec. When I first, not one of the first times we talked, I don't know if you remember, we were at one of the PMAs. And you came up to the booth, and it was like at the end of the PMA, and it was like love at first sight.
Yes.
We just started doing this thing that we're actually doing right now. We're nothing if not like consistent. And And I just remembered thinking that you're someone who oozes this love, particularly for Pilates and movement education. Um, uh, you're working at lots of different places and different environments. How do you share that with others, or how do you get others who maybe don't have the same love that you have, like up and off their couch?
Well, I think one thing is the invitation. The biggest thing is the invitation, and it's the warmth. It's the way you invite someone to move in a space with you. Because this is bad. If I'm thinking like I Love Lucy, the one that she learns ballet,
Yeah.
a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8. I love that one. So, but when you walk into any space, a dance space, a Pilates studio, a fitness studio, are you being welcomed?
Yeah, it's the
And
invitation.
that is enough to people go, okay, I haven't done that, but I do it because you smiled at me,
That's
because
right.
you said hello, because you seemed like you really wanted to know what was going on with me. And that's how I show up,
Hey, listen,
literally.
as I mean, since I started, like this Pilates thing has expanded
So
so
much
much,
so.
right? That I hope we don't ever forget that. That at the end of the day, the thing that keeps people coming back is that relationship piece, that communal piece,
Absolutely.
right? That
Absolutely.
invitation.
It's an invitation.
Yeah, yeah. Has Pilates always been inviting to you?
No,
Huh.
that's why I teach it.
I so get. I love you, man.
Yes, yes,
I love
yes,
you. I get because yes, do things that are
You know the things.
yes.
We talked. So and if you guys pull people, guys, persons with bodies, if you were to pull
Persons
up,
with bodies.
yeah,
Does
if you
it?
pull up any podcast, anything that you see me talking on, I'll say this till the cows come home. And I got the chance to meet her a couple times. I started watching DVDs and VHSs. Is that the word? VHSs.
VHSs. Yeah, where do you put the
With
apostrophe?
Denise Austin.
Oh gosh, yes.
And I was like, oh, I watched all her things. And I was like, Pilates, what's that? Never thought about it. But as I watched the VHS or the DVD, I go, wow, this reminds me of a warm up in my dance class where there's a lot of things that were very similar. So I didn't know if they were informed by Pilates or informed by dancers who came through
Yeah.
Pilates lineage, right? So I was like, oh, this is really familiar. So I played around with that. But when they started talking about machines, I go, oh, what's that? Because I was just doing mat,
Yeah, yeah.
only doing mat. So when I realized that there were apparatus, I'm like, ooh,
Ooh.
I want to touch those. But I really didn't see a place where that would happen for me. So working at another big box gym, I walked past a board. It says Pilates training. I go, okay.
Fantastic.
And that's when I got to touch the machines.
Yeah,
So,
great,
yeah.
great.
So yeah, Pilates wasn't not because of my race or where I lived. It's just something nobody talked about. People talked about personal training.
Yeah.
And people talked about yoga and running and sports, but nobody talked about Pilates. So I thought that was a worthwhile conversation to have.
Well, I think part of that was people didn't know how to categorize it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is it flexibility? Yeah. Is it strength? Yeah. Is it this? It's just this. Is it whole body? Yeah. Is it? But it didn't.
Like, what is it? And
but
this
it
is
didn't-
2001. So
yeah.
this is right
Yeah,
at the
it
brink of
didn't-
2000 with the lawsuit and everything happening.
Yeah.
It was new. Really.
It was brand spanking new, right? It had that new car smell.
Yes.
Okay, so you do all these different things. You've described your career paths as left brain, your legal brain, and your
Yes.
right brain, which is your movement brain. Where is the intersection between the two?
Overlap, like a Venn diagram.
Yeah, like a Venn.
It's like a Venn diagram because there are times when I have to be hyper focused in my legal mind. I'm finishing law school.
Yeah, so we're just
Uh-oh.
gonna for you guys out there who are listening, because we've said many things. You started as a paralegal. You were an investigator. You're working post now conviction,
Yes.
and you are finishing law school
Yes.
while also teaching and being this fantastic, just joyful human being
I
roaming
have
the
lots
earth.
of tabs open.
Oh my God, you
I
should
have
see my
lots of
desktop
tabs
right now.
open.
It's horrifying.
No, the legal thing, the law school part,
Lots of tabs.
the legal thing, the carryover for me in that I've retired from my career. I'll be 55 next year.
Mm.
I'm retired already, but I'm still doing the work that I love. And there's a place that I've seen
So
as
you love law school?
I love law,
Uh-huh.
school kind of, but I love being able to answer questions that are really in depth. So as a business owner, so I started my company Get to Work Fitness in 2011. It'll be 15 years next year. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know about waivers, XYZ. I didn't know any of the back end things,
Right.
how to incorporate it.
You're like a legal Zoom for instructors.
Exactly. That's why I'm doing
Oh,
it,
I
because
love
I know
it.
what we need to be doing. I know what it looks like to draft an ironclad waiver or agreement with a company, or are we signing an
Oh,
NDA? Are we
fantastic.
not? Or like
Yeah.
all of those things that are specific to an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I want to live.
There you go. There's your intersection,
There you go.
baby. Love
It
it.
all works.
What from your left legal brain do you take into your sessions with your clients?
Empathy,
Mm.
because I know as a client of other people, like when I show up for my trainer, I have a Pilates trainer, she kicks my butt. uh, sometimes I show up ready to go, sometimes I show up begrudgingly, like, I'm here, what are
Mm.
we doing?
Mm.
I don't really feel like, can we stretch today? Like I
Yeah, you say
I,
all the
I have
things.
all those
Do
things
you ever
too.
say no?
Yeah, like, you know
Whenever
what, I'm just gonna sit here. I
I'm
paid
like,
for this
my
hour or
clients,
55
I'm like,
minutes.
okay, we're gonna do da 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 da, and they're like, no.
No,
I'm like, what do you mean no?
no,
You're
absolutely
not my
not.
kid.
And this session is not free. So yeah, I take that into it. So I really try to be there and try to hone in on what the energy is for the day,
Yeah.
and see how we can kind of like come to a place where you really feel like uh you're glad you came, but you also got something out of the movement, maybe a little bit of homework. So I like to have, again, legal brain empathy. It's like, okay, I understand that I've never done what you've done, but I understand that I can help you from my knowledge. So I always
Right.
start from a place like, where can I be of help to you because you've come to me?
Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, let's flip that. What of your movement brain and your movement practices and your experience with clients do you take into the legal field?
So again, with that, if we flip it and reverse it, uh, having people breathe when we're
Right. Yeah.
seriously, it's like you can tell, like when somebody has that labored breathing, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's stand up. Let's stretch. Like those types of things, they really work
They
in
really
other
work.
spaces. So that breathing, moving, being present, stilling yourself, feeling your feet on the ground, like feeling, what are we feeling in our body, like
Mm.
asking those questions like that. They're like, what did you just do to me?
Right.
What did you just do to me? Just change it up. So yeah, so that it works. It really does. And now I think about it like, wow, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
it
pretty
is.
interesting, right?
Wow.
Okay, how do you take care of yourself? That's a lot. I mean, anybody who's like just casually telling me, and I'm finishing law school, right? You know, that's a lot.
It's a lot, but
Any one of the things you're doing.
I'm going to just put a bow on the whole thing. I think self-care is not a misnomer, but I think it looks very different for so many people. I don't think
Yes,
that
speak about
self-care
that.
has to look like, I put on this pair of leggings and go here and do this thing, or I have to have
Right.
this thing.
Self-care is not a big
It's
bathrobe and
no.
yeah,
It
Epsom
might be
salts
a
for
bathroom,
everyone.
right? Might essential oils, right?
Yeah.
It may be, where's that spot that I like to go to the park and I like to sit down and just
Yes.
watch the wind blow or see the trees move.
Mm.
Where's that corner in my house that I get a good book and curl up? Where do I just go and just stare at the ceiling? Like, what is it? The thing that I do for 5 minutes, 10 minutes that I do for myself. And I don't know if that's social media, but I use it as a break. Like, oh, I got 15 minutes. Okay, that was it. That was fun. I checked it in the world. So self-care, just knowing that it doesn't have to look like this commodified thing.
Uh-huh.
And actually giving yourself that time for that ritual. Whatever that is, do that.
Have you ever experienced burnout?
Yesterday? Yesterday? I experience burnout every week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because I'm burning the candle at 15 ends. But burnout as an instructor, back in the day, when I first started being an instructor, I wanted to be superwoman and be there for everybody. And I had 14 to 16 classes a week. And having that many classes a week, there is no self-care. There's shin splints. There's injuries.
There's shin splints. Yes.
There's plantar fasciitis. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that happen to you, and you got to say, hey, this is not sustainable. So burnout is really when if your body's telling you, hey, this little knee is bothering me, this little ankle's bothering your body's telling you.
Yeah.
There's little signals. Maybe it's your family, your friends, your partner to say, hey,
Yeah.
and listen to that. Listen to your body. Give yourself enough time to just check in with you. And it's okay to be there for yourself. Sometimes, a lot of times actually, but anyway, it's okay to be there for yourself.
So your recommendation then is it's okay. Take that time.
Take the time. If it means a month off, if it's not going to jack up your money, take it off. Take a week off. Go somewhere. Get in the car. Get on the bus. Get on a train. Do something else. Yeah.
Do something else.
Do something else. Yes.
Right. But the emphasis on the do something.
Do something.
Yeah.
Else. Okay, I'm kidding, but I'm serious. Okay.
All right.
Sorry,
right. But
Joy.
they don't have to do the something else to the level you do something else.
No, I mean, but to me, in my brain, with my tabs open, they're all related. So I don't think of them differently, but I know like at maybe about a Thursday, I'm like, whoo.
Yeah. Got a lot going on.
Yeah, like, oh, Monday's like, I'm excited. By Thursday, I'm like, okay, when is this over? So yeah, just talking to myself on that one.
In a podcast episode, you described your mother telling you, you've always been doing this after seeing you first start Pilates. What about Pilates was intuitive to you?
Oh, my mom. Hi, Mom. Dorothy. Hi.
I love Dorothy. I want to meet Dorothy.
Dorothy's amazing because she made me. Hi.
And is she still dancing?
No, but she still does yoga.
But good.
Yeah, she's 75 and she's kicking and she's still moving her little booty. So I love that for her. So it was about the shapes, the dance, the movement, and putting all the pieces together. That was something that I always loved to do. And my mom suffers from scoliosis. So I got a chance to, when I was first getting my Pilates practice together, I was first working with very healthy bodies, all healthy bodies. And then as I started to stay in the studio, I got different types of bodies showing up.
Yep.
And so that inquisitiveness, the investigative nature that I'm in, plus the shapes and seeing how the body moves, the body mechanics. She's like, oh, this is all you. This is exactly who you've always been.
Yeah. Well, now that you even bring it up like that, I think like the inside of a Pilates studio is very investigative, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like,
did that work? No. Well, let's try it
Let's
here.
try this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't work here. Like, oh, horseback, I hate. Because my thighs, but I like it on the ladder barrel.
Right.
But I don't like it on the box.
Right. Oh, I don't like it here, but it has value, so where else
I
can
do
I
not
find
like
it?
green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, we went over sort of how you came across some mat work, but what was your first equipment session like?
Wasn't until I was in teacher training.
Really?
Did
You were
not
just sort
happen.
of like, I want to do this thing, and you
Yeah.
just showed up?
It's funny. I took my mat certification with Leslie Logan. I know y'all like, woo! Leslie was just Leslie to me. She still is just Leslie to me. But
She's
she's everything.
She's just everything.
Exactly who she says she is, and who she
Yes.
thinks she is, and who we think she is. So
yeah,
hi,
all
Brad.
those things, and
All
all
those
those things
things.
are great.
And I came into the training with her, and I was just like, what is this? Oh my God. I'm known around the world for doing fitness. I don't know Pilates. Like, do I have to do this every day? She's like, absolutely. You need to know what you're talking about, when you get in there. So she showed, we were in a mat setting, and then we were in the studio with the equipment. I said, can I just touch it? Touch. Oh, and what does this spring do? And why do we put this spring on? And when I got to lay on the carriage, I'm like, oh my God. This is magical, and it still is magical. I love the Cadillac. It's still magical.
Yes, the Cadillac.
I love
Cadillac
the
is my
Cadillac.
fave.
Just everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Enough.
So your first session was magical.
Yes.
Uh,
Still is.
and the magic continues.
Yes.
Were there any surprises for you?
The support of the springs. That's going to sound crazy, but I'm always, and I'm still very bendy, still very flexible, but to be able to see how far I can push my body, and a controlled way, and like feel it and sustain it.
Yeah.
That feeling, it never goes away. Or having the feeling like, the body I showed up in today was sitting for 24 hours or doing something strange. And so doing a roll down or doing short spine doesn't feel the same as it did the other day. So I love how the springs, when I'm on equipment with springs, how that informs my movement. It just remains magical. Love the support of the springs.
Right. It's always a little bit new, isn't it?
It's always new.
Because it accommodates where you are, right?
Exactly. Can't get tired.
So as someone who's already had experience and credentials in sort of other health and fitness areas, why Pilates?
Pilates, because as a group fitness instructor, personal trainer, you can throw a rock at anyone. Anyone can put on a hat and say they're a personal trainer. Yes, they can have credentials or not have credentials. I've been in both situations. People don't have credentials and they say they are one and they hurt people. So I've taken it very seriously with everything that I do. So for me, Pilates set me apart from being just another personal trainer, and also not having access to Pilates in places where I was teaching. Just saying, okay, let's do mat, and let you know that this is something that you can do. That really became the why in Pilates for me.
You think you'll do it forever?
Yeah.
Just checking. I figured
Not because I'm here with these people.
Yeah.
Pilates. But yeah, I it's something that I do with pleasure, with joy, with just open eyes. Like it's wonderment every time. I'm like, oh, I feel it now. Or if I'm with a different teacher, I'm like, that cue, that was the one.
Cue, yeah.
Like, oh my
Isn't that
God,
great?
it's always
It's that
renewing
inquisitive,
itself.
investigative mind of
It's
yours.
my mind.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you to Balanced Body for making this episode possible. Physical therapy and rehab professionals are bringing Pilates into their clinical work and home health services. Balanced Body is right there with them. Our equipment and training is used in physical therapy clinics, hospital systems, and rehab facilities to support recovery, resilience, and long-term movement health. If you are curious about adding Pilates to your practice, find our PT rehab-specific equipment, training, and continuing education opportunities at Pilates.com. All right, body neutral. Talk to me.
Body neutral is really specific to me because it's almost like a realistic view of what a body can do. I don't think there's anything wrong with body positivity. I think that there was a place for the movement of body positivity. I think it was the late 1960s, early 70s, if you remember, depending on how old you are, Our Bodies, Ourselves.
Yeah, yes. Remember that book?
Right?
Yeah.
And so having that kind of autonomy to say, okay, we're here, we're different, it's okay. I love that part. But to me, the experiences that I've seen with body positivity is like, I love everything about myself. And some days, Mychele, I'm speaking for myself, I don't hate it, but I'm like, oh, I could be better here. I could do something differently here. And I'm not looking through the lens of a magazine article or what somebody's trying to tell me I need to look like or look at. Like I want this to be different for me because I want to feel differently. So I think that there's a place where body neutrality is acceptance. It comes from a place of acceptance and like, okay, well, I'm not where I want to be, but I still want to move. I'm still valuable.
I'm still valuable.
I'm still valuable. And I don't have to look a certain way to move. And I think there's a very sticky wicket of things that converge with fitness because I've had, I'm getting teary. I've had clients with eating disorders. I've had clients with different body dysmorphia.
Right.
So when you're trying to say, be positive about everything, what am I saying to people who are having struggles with things in their body? And I know for me, working with different populations, everyone who shows up, someone could have shown up recovering from a really bad accident.
Yeah.
Someone could show up from recovering from treatment with cancer or showing up, just different ways. It's like, it's okay for you to be here. We may have to move differently.
Yeah.
To get you into that place, but I want you to still feel like you're valuable to move. So I think that neutrality kind of gives a blanket for that empathy that I keep talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's there for us to know that we are still mobile. Our movement is worthy.
And I've always been sort of in search of what's a nice way of talking about it. Body neutral, I think, is a nice way to talk about it. But as you're talking about value, it's always to me like body value, like movement
I
value,
love that.
right? Because everything we do has
So
value.
this is what we're going to call our workshop?
That's it. Movement
Okay, got
value.
it.
There we go. Everything is an offering and an opportunity. Like every movement is an
Every
opportunity.
movement.
You know, it's really been something that's been like churning in my brain. Cause like, you know, I look in the mirror, I never want to be somebody else.
Right.
Never want to be somebody else.
Every scar, mark, whatever. Like
Right.
this is
But
my story.
yeah, but there are moments that, like, you know, I'm working out and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, not gonna go back that way, but also this is cool too. But I'm
Yeah.
still valuable.
So you are such an easy person to be around. You're such a fluent speaker. You know, you've had many public speaking engagements.
Yes, I like to talk,
Uh,
as you can probably tell.
and when you do so, you always credit your peers and your mentors, particularly those in the Pilates space.
Yes.
Hello, Leslie Logan.
Hi.
How does gratitude impact the experience you have in your personal life?
We're going to have a moment right here with Joy. So I always,
I'm very grateful to you, by the way.
no, I'm going to give you a little piece of joy.
Oh no.
Joy.
Oh no. I'm good at giving, not at receiving.
Okay, well, you're getting it. So in my family's culture, I'm African American, I have Caribbean background. So we always say that we're standing on the shoulders of someone else. Someone else has come before us. And if we want to take it all the way back to Joe, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you gave us this thing, but the way that Ramona showed up, the way that Kathy Grant showed up, like they always gave a little bit to the movement, right? So it became what it is now, and it continues to advance and grow. If I didn't give credence to something that I've seen to say thank you, I want to make sure if someone's listening, like, oh, by the way, I want to really thank Susanna Todd. I really want to thank Joy Paleo, because it was watching Erica, who I've been stalking Erica for a long time. She is a friend of mine. Erica Quest. Yeah. Stalking Erica Quest, stalking Leslie, stalking like Alex McLean. These people I watched as a fitness instructor going to all these different conferences and going, I want to be like them.
Yeah.
And when Erica had you on her level up for teaching the breast cancer exercise.
Yeah.
And the light bulbs went off for me, Joy.
Did they?
I got so inspired. My dad, who has since passed, but he suffered from breast cancer.
Oh,
So
I'm
breast
sorry.
cancer, something that always stays very near and dear to me. And to know what you did when you were on the East Coast and how you showed up for people and how you thought about the investigation, how do I get these people to move? And I've taken everything that you've given in that. When I work with my cancer patients, Joy is in there.
Oh, fantastic.
Literally.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
I say those things because I'm like, wow, I see this person. Thank you. Thank you to people at this company. It's a thank you.
Yeah.
I know that I'm worthy within my own self.
But I'm going to say that, like, for me to show up as Joy, right, in that moment to do that thing is a compilation of hundreds of other people that I've had the extreme fortune to sit with and be with and listen to. And, you know, and that's one of the most extraordinary things about teaching, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, is you show up, but you actually show up, and the whispers of all the people around you are there.
Yeah, different perspective of how do we look at movement? Like, wow, that's really awesome. So I say always thank you, because of people like you and everyone who's come before me. That's what makes me me. And I have people who go, Mychele, I'm doing this because of you. And
that's right.
Oh,
well, that's exactly right. Like, you know, and you don't. It's the quiet. I always call it the quiet legacy of teaching, because as you're sort of looking around and you're you know taking workshops, or you're looking at Erica and Alex McLean and other fantastic, you know, instructors. Portia, yes. But all the while that you're sort of looking there, someone is looking at you.
Yeah.
Because of the offerings you're making.
Yes.
Right? And the way you show up.
Yeah. So I just think those connections to being humble, to being teachable, being coachable, to going to these different places like a Pilates on tour, movement tour, whatever, any of these things, going to learn from other people is a blessing. And
right. Always
I know that
showing up as a student
doesn't get a chance to do it, because I've been very blessed to be able to do everything that I've done. So it behooves me to give back.
Well, I think any obstacle that gets in your way, you're just like, yeah,
Let's go.
let's go.
Game time.
Having at it. Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about the way in which you also show up for in making movement and Pilates accessible. Both legal in your legal work and in your movement work. That's one of your passions, should I say? But I hesitate to say that since clearly you have many passions.
Passions, yes.
But you always emphasize accessibility and supporting underserved communities.
Yes, because I think when you say accessibility or you say underserved, people can get an idea of what they think that looks like. And I think that's a good thing, but also it is a problem because there are several underserved areas of
Yes.
any movement practice.
Yes.
Okay. And accessibility can speak to accessible in the body, accessible in the neighborhood, accessible with resources to be able to show people these things. So that's why I focus on those. I can't be everywhere. I can't do everything, but I want to be able to think about how would I move through something so it can be accessible to someone.
Mhm.
So if there's someone who has scoliosis, I know some things, but there may be somebody who's better at that. So when in doubt, refer out, right? So,
Yes.
but there's somebody who, if I have that
See, another
network,
crossover. When in doubt, refer out.
refer out.
Works both in the legal profession and in the
Absolutely.
movement profession.
And if I don't know, I'm out. So accessibility, like, okay, this is not my area of law. I know of people who do that. So it crosses all of that. And then the underserved area, underserved could be a ethnic thing, it could be a culture thing, it could be no one's in that area a region where you live thing.
Yeah.
And I love and kind of not love how the pandemic really opened up the world to a lot of us because I've taught around the world, air quotes.
Yeah.
And taken from people who I've never would have been able to had it not been for Zoom and things like that. So just being able to serve where you see that there is a need based on your experience. So for those who are listening and watching, if you speak a language that other people are not teaching in, and that could be your niche, you can make things accessible to them. You can make things work because that is an underserved community. So just think about other ways you can show up, because if we want to show up as the cute little girl with the perfect background, and she looks like she eats not a lot, but all the right things, and we just don't have all those things, that's one perspective of what Pilates looks like. But then there's also a perspective that is not on any social media platform, any magazine, that people who are doing the work, like at a hospital or at a clinic, that are working with a physical therapist. Like there's a lot of Pilates happening that it's not sexy.
Right.
So the not sexy Pilates, those are your underserved areas.
Yeah.
And this is how you can think about what makes something accessible to people who may not have it. So that's for Pilates. Same thing for law.
Same
thing for law.
But how do we do that? I mean, listen, you work with a lot of Pilates instructors, and it's a small business. How do you find the time to create the base that your business needs to succeed, but still be able to open your doors a little bit wider for that little bit extra inclusivity and accessibility piece?
Well, I mean, I think that it is business first, because business takes reverse engineering.
Yeah.
I know what I need to make, and I need to know how to make it, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's something that I had to learn, y'all. I had to learn it. So,
some of us learned it the hard way.
So,
I always say I got my MBA and all the things I did wrong and the money that I wasted.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the networking is so important. And I'm talking about networking outside of your business, but that networking lets you know that 2 doors down or next street over, next town over, somebody specializes in that.
Yeah.
And if I can learn from that person who's specializing in that thing and make it a part of my continuing education, I think, again, you can't be everything to everybody.
So part of it could be providing opportunity. You can't be everything to everybody. Sorry, I stopped you.
No, you're right.
But so part of it is providing opportunity for different experiences.
Yes.
Which means then we've got to be collaborative.
Exactly. The networking. I love that part.
And in terms of accessibility, sometimes we think that has to be like a big, like there needs to be like a big effort made on accessibility. Um, uh, but some of it really goes back to your empathy piece in the beginning, doesn't it?
It truly does. And then it could be a disconnect, or maybe you should check yourself when you think about, how do I serve in a different place where there's an underserved community or a community that needs different access? You have to see what that community wants. You think, hey, this is what I think they need.
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't ask the community.
You didn't ask. Yeah,
So that conversation is what needs to happen. So if you're already a part of that community, I mean, there are people who have, I had a whole swath where I taught people with, I taught amputees.
Mm.
I taught people with wheelchairs. So I asked them, what do you want? How do you want me to show up? And that meant I went to the drawing board and learned how to serve in the way that they want. So that conversation needs to happen to know what people think they want in that particular place. I mean, I've worked with in shelters. I've worked in jails, prisons. These are places that I've offered yoga classes and movement classes and dance classes. So there's a lot of underserved. You just got to figure out which one resonates with you so you can show up authentically.
Right.
Right. Because that piece will go a long way too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So you are an aspirational human. What mountains have you yet to climb?
The bar.
How about you personally?
Rest. I retired, but I didn't retire, and I'm have to retire again.
I love that you threw out the retired word. I'm like,
I
really?
retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started early, so I got to retire, and then I get to retire again probably in about.
Well, but wherever you go, there you are. But I think you and I are just
I'm gonna be you.
Yeah, retirement.
I'm gonna be you.
Okay.
Because and that conversion, that Venn diagram we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I haven't left either profession because at one point one will take over the other. And that's why I'm just like getting steeped in both. Yeah. So I'm ready to go and hang out my own shingle and do all my own thing better than I did last time because my studio's closed. But so I learned from that experience. So yeah, that's where it's going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, maybe running a studio and studying for the bar and going to FIBO and
sounds like I can do it.
Yeah.
Very tiredly though. Anyway, yes.
At what point do you say uncle or aunt or
person?
When
I get called to the next life, when I transition, as long as I can move, think, talk, that makes sense, I'm doing it. Yeah. This is too fun. We only know one go round. I'm having all the damn fun. And fun is crazy for me. I look crazy because fun looks different from other people's, but yeah, fun. All the way.
That is it. Bring the fun into everything you do, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Work, it doesn't have to be a 4-letter word.
Hello.
Yeah.
We like other 4-letter words too. Just kidding. Play is also a 4-letter word.
Play is also a 4-letter word.
You dirty minds.
Okay, ready? What is your favorite Pilates exercise and why?
Oh, I wrote this down and I forgot. You know what I love? Nothing. I love short spine. It never is the same.
It never gets old for you.
No, it never gets old, and I'm always going like, oh, I see where I could. My heel's disconnected. Let me take it back down. Let me really get that hamstring curl. Mm-hmm. It is never perfect, and I love it.
That's fantastic. It's never Say that again. It's never perfect, and I love it.
It's never perfect, and I love it.
Yeah. Maybe that should have been the episode for this podcast. Okay, what is your least favorite Pilates exercise?
Star. That was easy.
Okay, why?
Who, why, what, Joseph? Why? Hubertus Pilates. Why? I mean, it's a party trick.
How many times do you say that? Why, Joseph? Why?
It's a party trick. There's a place for it as a side plank, yes. But the leg forward, the leg back, we're just being fancy dancy. We don't have to. I like it better. I teach Star better on the mat. I kind of adapt it for the mat. Yeah, so I like that better. But I just never feel like I got it on the reformer.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I understand. What's your definition of Pilates? Right? You've just walked, according to the title of our podcast here, you've just walked into a bar. And somebody says, what? Pilates, what would you say?
I would say Pilates is a series of exercises that finds all the little muscles you forgot about. What? We always learn about the agonists and the synergists and all those, like, what's that little muscle doing? That's the one that connects everything together. Let's get in there. So yeah, I love the mind-body connection of Pilates because I really, even though like yoga is a mind-body thing and so is Pilates, I think that the challenge, the work, and there's work in yoga, but the work that I'm really have to like really pull in or really focus or really stretch or strengthen, Pilates is mental for me. So I
Right.
love it.
You are a yoga instructor,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Among your many things. What is the difference? What are the differences for you?
Intention. Intention is really different because for yoga, it is more than just asana. Asana is opposed to postures. There are 8 limbs of yoga. There's so much more than what you're seeing in a classroom. So I want to get into the principles, like we have the principles of Pilates,
Uh-huh.
there are principles in yoga that lead you to how do you work the breath into the poses, into the body to get to a higher consciousness. I mean, there's consciousness in Pilates. Like, why did I come today? But but it's just more. It's a little more in depth, and I think that
Uh,
both are commodified. I guess right now everything is a boom because we get to
yeah.
move and put on pretty uniforms. I guess uniforms, leggings, or whatever. But
But you said the difference was intention. What would you say the intention of Pilates is?
connection, really. I
Mm.
mean, I love connection and concentration of the principles. I think they exist in both, but that attention to breath, really the way that we do our lateral breathing in Pilates and the exertion, when do we inhale, when do we exhale,
Mm.
very different.
Yeah, very different.
Very different from
Very
yoga.
different.
So I just think that
And I agree with you. I think connection is fundamentally a sort of a difference in a
oh
way.
yeah. I mean
Yeah.
there's a flow. You can create a flow that
Yeah.
flows, but what is my mind thinking? Like, oh, how many more elephants do I have to do? Like, we're not thinking about that. We're like, just a little down dog. So
Yeah.
there is some overlap, but definitely like the true intention of why we're moving
Yeah.
is different for me.
Where do you see Pilates going in the future?
Not away. I really hope that Pilates gets away, the Pilates that we're seeing in 2025, because we had that boom. Everybody wants to do reformer Pilates.
Yeah.
There's so much more than a reformer. I think that we'll go further, and I hope that there's remains a distinction between other things that are Pilates-esque, that machines look like there might be a reformer, but they're really not. They're mega formers and things. I hope that line really gets drawn. And I would also challenge people who are looking into trying any Pilates, finding resources. I think that I'm going to update my website. How do we find actual Pilates instructors?
Well, this is where I'm going. I think it's going to be really incumbent on us as a community to start identifying, like you want a Pilates session, find a Pilates trained individual.
Absolutely. I'm going to
Right.
put that on my
Because
website.
they may their style of practice may be different, but they have learned. Nora was here yesterday. We were talking about scales. They've learned their scales, and through their scales, they are they're using their scales to inform how they're training you, right?
Oh.
So, but it's on us, isn't it?
It is. I mean, this is where we were 2000, right? What
Yes,
was and
this
what
is
wasn't
where we
Pilates.
were in 2000.
I think
yeah.
we're at the same place now.
It's a
but
little bit on steroids, though.
on steroids. There we go. And we're going to leave that right there.
What do you hope for the Pilates community?
It keeps growing.
Mhm.
And I really hope that we have more Pilates instructors who are properly trained, who show up in different bodies, show in different locations, show up in different ways to kind of
Mm.
change how the face of Pilates looks. And I know that we're
Yes.
doing that and we've been
Yes.
doing that.
Yes.
And I just want to see it continue because
Yes.
there's people in wonderful bodies who would love to show up, I think. And I think when I
Body
say
value,
this,
body value.
body value,
Yeah.
okay? And if you're looking at this, listening to this going, never could be me, try it.
Yeah.
Try it because there is a whole swath of people who are waiting for you to become the instructor because they will resonate with you.
Yes. Yes. Very often, the very person who says it can't be me is the person it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels very at home to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will never. And here I am.
people find you? Because I'm certain more people will want to touch you after
You
this.
poor things. My website is going to be fun, y'all. www.gettowork.com. So my company is Get to Work Fitness. So it's GET, the number 2, WERK, work, like work. So get to work. And that's something that I say because I grew up in the LGBTQ family and friends and community. So I was like, work. So when I was like, how do I get people to work? I work. So it's gettowork.com. And I'm Get to Work on all the social media things. So if you see Get to Work, Instagram, Twitter, all the things.
And Get to Work again, tell listeners exactly what that is. When they find your website, what are they going to be finding?
A crazy lady with rainbows.
And unicorns.
My nickname is Unicorn. So
yeah.
Unicorn Diva. So they will see my picture immediately and see the rainbows. And it first thing it says is like, this is a welcoming space. And I kind of like, you'll get my attitude from it. You'll feel like, oh, I feel like I know this chick. And if you want to stay, I'm there. And I will have other things online. I'm updating my website as we speak. So
and is it a place where they could come for some quasi-legal advice?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
It will be. It will be. I'm building that out.
Fantastic.
I have a couple weeks off, so I gotta count things out. But yes, gettowork.com, Get to Work and all the things with an E.
With an E. Mychele Sims, as always,
Sorry,
such a wonderful conversation.
Thank
such
you
a
for
wonderful
having me.
human. We're very excited to have you here. And one day, I would like to walk into that bar with that legal investigator, Pilates instructor, and dancer.
You've done it before, actually.
Shh, not everybody needs to know that.
No. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right. And thank all you guys out there. And that's Pilates Perspectives.